Hey class, this week we are still practicing the 6 month dollar plan. We're still using the same procedure, start from planning sales. But the only difference is that instead of using the SSR method, we are using the basic stock method. The second one here to plan inventory. Inventory is the stock, including the BOM, beginning of month stock, and also EOM, end of month stock. Let's get started. So the very first thing I would like you to know is that we always plan for sales as the first step. From the top table, we know that this year we do have a sales of $24 million. And for this reason, we can simply fill in this cell, the total sales in dollars for this year's. Okay, just type equal sign and equal this cell, value of this cell to the B1 cell. That's it. And we can and also turn the distribution into the dollar numbers. The formula would be August's dollar sale equals to the total seasonal sale times the monthly distribution. The reason we're using a dollar sign is that we would like to fix the total sale so that we can apply the formula by dragging down. Okay, and make sure every cell looks right here. The next step is, well, plan the reduction. Well, we always start from the seasonal total reduction, but somehow we do not get the number from the top chart. Now we are looking down to see whether we have a seasonal percent. Unfortunately, we do not have it here, but somehow we see we do have a markdown percentage, shortage in percentage, sales discount in percentage, and all those percentages are expressed as a percentage of total sales. For this reason, we can know the total reduction because we know reduction is the sum of markdown, shortage, and sales discounts. And for this reason, the total reduction should equal to the sum of markdown, shortage, and sales discounts. Okay, this is the seasonal reduction percent in percent of net sales. And for this reason, we know the total reduction in dollars. Here is the seasonal sales in dollars. We times this number with the percentage of reduction. And this is the total reduction in dollars and for the season. Okay. We can also apply this number to get the monthly by fixing the total reduction and times the cell with distribution in percentage and drag it down. So now the first chart, the monthly distribution of sales and reductions, they are completed. The second one, we are trying to figure out what is the beginning of month inventory and end of month inventory. Okay, and then we will plan the purchases and open to buy. The very first step is to see which method we are going to use. Obviously, we are using the basic stock method. For the basic stock method to work, we need to find the formula. Let me scroll down. We do have formulas for the basic stock. In order to know the basic stock, we would like to know the average stock first. but however, there's no average stock. So we are using the total seasonal sales over the seasonal turnover and have this number less the average monthly sales to get the basic stock. To get this average inventory, we put the seasonal total sales over the turnover. The turnover is here 2.5 to get the average stock, and we calculate the basic stock based on the average stock. And the other number we are going to use is the average seasonal sales. What we can do here is that we can do the total over the number 6, or we can use the formula average and select all those cells that belong to this season to get the average sales. Next, let's plan the BOM. Okay. The BOMs using the basic stock method equals to, for example, August BOM equals to the basic stock, the planned sales for the month. The planned sales would be here. Okay. The formula would be basic stock, and we are going to fix this number because the basic stock figure will always be used for planning of every BOM. And we use this number in adding the monthly sales, which is here, C7. We press enter, and we can drag this down. Just manually track if the formulas look right. For EOMs, we know that EOM of the August equals to the BOM of September. Simply apply the formulas here. But we do not know what is the EOM for the last month. Okay, BOM for the last month would be equal to BOMs of the February. The EOM of January should equal to the BOM of February. That's it. In terms of the purchases, we are using the same formula. Purchases equals to the monthly sales. The monthly sales would be here. August monthly sales plus the EOM, August EOM, and plus the monthly reduction. Reduction number would be found here, and the less the BOM. This is the purchases at retail, and we can drag this number down to find the purchases from August to January, and the total would equal to the sum of the 6. In terms of the purchases at cost, we know in order to convert the purchases at retail into the purchases at cost, a initial markup percentage is required. How to get this number? We do have a formula for it. So here we know that the initial markup percent equals to the gross margin plus the reduction in percentage plus the alteration in percentage and less the cash discount. And we put this number over net sale percentage, which is the number 100% plus the reduction percentage. We know that alteration and cash discount, they are very often at 0, okay, at 0%. So we can directly use the formula here to get the IMU. But But if you are planning a different number, say that if you are planning at 1% alteration, 2% of cash discounts, then you need to put 1% and 2% over here. But in this case, we do assume that ATL alteration and cash discount CD, they are both 0. So initial markup in percentage equals to gross margin in percentage plus the reduction in percentage, and those two percentages, they are all percent of total sales, total net sales. Put this number over, net sale percentage would be always 100% or just 1 times the reduction in percentage. Now we know that the initial markup percentage, it is 65%. And we can use this number to convert the purchase at retail to purchase at cost by doing purchase at retail times 100% or just 1 less the initial markup in percentage. And we are going to fix this cell again. And drag this down. Again, this one we can apply the same number. We know that the purchases at cost, each month, they are at dollar numbers, then they are addable. In terms of open to buy, for open to buy, we do have the formula here. Open to buy equals the required purchases. Required purchases at either retail or at cost, depending on which is the number that you would like to see. Here we would like to get the number open to buy at retail, then we're going to use purchases at retail to get this number. Open to buy at retail equals to the purchases at retail less whatever amount that is on order. There's no column that says we have received, so we just assume that we have 0 amount that's being received because we're doing the planning. And let me drag this down to get the number for each of the months.